Hello! So I thought today I would share some of the eyeshadow palettes I've hit pan on. Before I do that, I am going to share what I have on my face today. I have been using the NARS Soft Matte like it's going out of style, but today I decided to use the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation. And I have it in the color Menage as well as the color New Caledonia. Those are Deep 1 and Deep 2. And like I mentioned with the soft matte, I just have a hard time finding the exact shade that I like on myself. And these two combined are just, I feel like it matches me pretty well. I think as it's warming up and maybe I'll get outside a bit more, the shade might change. So we'll have to see what happens. Now, as well as the foundation, I have on the NARS Creamy Radiant or Radiant Creamy Concealer in Almond, just under the eyes, as well as a bit on my forehead, down my nose, and on my chin. And I have that set with the Too Faced Peach Perfect powder. Actually, really getting through it, which is nice. I think I've actually already finished one of these. And that is what I use to set my face. On top of that, I put the Milani Cream Blush in in Nude Kiss. I've shared that before. It is one that I really like because it just gives sort of a natural blush to my cheeks and it brightens it up a little bit, and also that is what's giving some of the radiance. This is the one, Nude Kiss. I have gotten my Milani cream blushes from Ulta, so if you are interested in picking any of those up, that's where you can get them. Also, I have on an eyeshadow palette that I'll be talking about in a moment, so I will tell you in a second. I did set my whole face with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in 3 Tan, and if you saw one of my other videos, you saw that I hit pan on it, which I'm really excited about. I don't know why I'm so excited about that. And then on the lips, I have the Juvia's Place, I was gonna say shadow, Juvia's Place lipstick in Toffee. So that is a color that I really like. It's in Toffee. The packaging is really cute. I love pink, so I had to buy it. But it is a nude lip liner that I used. Is the LA Girl Perfect Precision lip liner in Vamp. Okay, so, oh yeah, and for lashes, I actually have on a pair of House of Lashes lashes. I used to use House of Lashes all the time, and then I sort of just stopped for some reason. I can't remember why, but the ones that I have on are Boudoir Light, and I really like them. And I think I'm gonna pick up more lashes from House of Lashes again, because I like them. Okay. Enough of that. So let me share with you the eyeshadow palette that I have on my eyes. It is the Desi and Katie Friendcation palette from Dose of Colors. And this came out several years ago. I don't think you can get it anymore, but I wanted to share it anyway, just because some of us probably have it. Like, I know a lot of people won't share things that you can't really get anymore, but I mean, I have it, so I want to use it, and if you have it, hopefully this will be helpful to you. I have hit pan on 2 of the shades. The brown one here is the one I first hit pan on, and then this mauve color over here is the second one I hit pan on. I really like this palette. I like it because it has a lot of nice neutrals, but it also has some pops of color. You can see by the palette what I usually go into. I usually go into this shade here as well as this one, so I really like the shimmers, and then I will use either of these shades to deepen up the outer corner, and then also as sort of a base or base. I'll use one of these three colors here. So I definitely don't use the blues and the green as much. I will. It's just the palette that I go to when I'm pretty sure I know exactly the look I want to do. So today I have on a couple of shades. I have on Basic and Necessary. I love that this is called Basic because it's like so basic. And I also have a bit of this brown Cheens in the outer corner, as well as this one here. That color is Girl Bye, which I actually say it. So that is the Dose of Colors Desi Katie Friendcation palette, and I really like it. The next palette that I'm going to share is one that has been limited edition. I think a lot of us have this one, and it is the Jackie Aina and ABH Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. And I have, the brush, I'm trying to make a getaway. I have hit pan on Big Wig here, Credit, and Edges, and Sponsored. So as you can see, I really like Sponsored, but I have also hit pan on 3 of these other shades. Now I have used all of the shades in this palette. I just have obviously used some of these a bit more than the others. I have really enjoyed this palette and I'm still enjoying it. I actually bought it for my niece as well. That was one of her Christmas presents because of course I'm the greatest auntie ever. She would probably disagree. Okay, the next one I have is the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. So I have no I don't. I was going to say I have all of her midi size palettes, but I don't have Glam. I think that's the only one I don't have. I go back and forth with whether or not I want to get it, just because it has like cooler tone vibes going on, and I don't wear cooler tones as much. So the color that I have hit pan on is Azalea. I'm holding it upside down so that, well, hi. Okay, so that didn't matter. Azalea, I have hit pan on this one, and I really like this shade. I was actually surprised that I hit pan on it, but I actually like all of the shades in this palette. Obviously, some of these mattes over here are just really light. Some of them are actually shimmers. So as I said before when I was talking about the Natasha Denona Zendo palette, on deeper skin tones, you might, or you probably will have to build the shades up a little bit if you want them to really stand out. So another Natasha Denona midi palette is the Love palette, and this came out, was it last February 2020? What year are we in? But this one caught my eye immediately, and the shade that I have hit pan on, sorry about that, is Committed. I may or may not have taken a picture of that and sent that to my partner. But really like this palette. I know a lot of people only tend to wear it around like Valentine's Day or things like that, but I like pink year round, so I just wear it when I want to. The last palette that I will share is one of my favorites. This is the Nude Rich by Huda Beauty. This is one along with the Jackie Aina palette that I took when I was visiting my family. I was like, I know I can do everything I need to do with this palette and the Jackie Aina palette. Let me show you. I have hit pan on 5 of the shades. Is that right? And this is a 9-pan palette. So I completely used this one up, and then I've hit pan on these other shimmers here. I'm sorry, this one, and then on these mattes. So I love this palette so much. I don't know that it's like a nude palette, but I really enjoy it. Funny story. So I do supervise beginning therapists or therapists in training or postdoc therapists, which basically means that they have already received their PhD and they are getting their hours to become a licensed psychologist. So I pretty much supervise throughout the training journey, I guess. So from beginning, people who are seeing their very first client, to towards the end when they're just trying to get their hours for licensure. And all of my supervisees know that I love makeup. Sometimes that's what we talk about in our supervision. But you really get to know one another, hopefully, because as a supervisor, I'm overseeing their work with their clients, I'm consulting with them, I'm teaching them different things, and it's something that I just actually really enjoy. And like I said, all of my supervisees know that I love makeup. My personality comes through in supervision. And so I talk about makeup, I talk about all kinds of stuff. We talk about everything. Because, you know, oftentimes whatever you're going through personally as a therapist, sometimes you need to talk with someone to make sure that's not getting in the way of your work. Anyway. So I just shared that I hit pan on like 5 of these shades, right? So one day I got a package from Sephora, which is not uncommon, but I was like, did I buy something from Sephora? Like, I don't remember buying something, which has happened before, but I have bought stuff. It's just been like, I forgot that I pushed purchase. But I opened the package and it was this. It was a Huda Beauty Nude Rich palette. And I was like, why did I buy that? I don't tend to buy backups of eyeshadows or eyeshadow palettes. So I was so confused. Like, I was legitimately about to call my own therapist and be like, so I think that I bought something and I don't remember buying it. We might need to discuss this. Luckily, I looked at the shipping form and it was from a supervisee. When I tell you, I was so relieved because I thought I had like a significant problem. It was either a problem like sleep purchasing or like blacking out and not remembering that I purchased something. So it was just so ironic that the supervisee bought this palette because it is the one that I have hit pan on. They did not know, they didn't know, I don't think, they didn't know the brands that I tend to buy from. They didn't know like the colors I tend, or maybe they knew the colors I tend to like because I always wear them. But I contacted them and I was like, thank you so much. Like, it's really great that you gave this to me. And side note, this is like my favorite palette. And they had just pretty much gone through the Sephora site looking for brands that have some sort of products for deeper skin tones. So it was funny. And I was thankful that I didn't reach out to my therapist about it. I just found it so hilarious because I was a little bit concerned for myself. I think those are all the eyeshadows that I have hit pan on. Now, I have hit pan on other things, so things like skincare and powders and foundations. So if that's something you want to see, let me know. I will probably do it anyway. But I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.